Are we live? Are we live? Hey guys, this is Karomo. Welcome to Chebet McKenna's channel.
Karibuni sana to my channel, guys. Thank you for choosing to join us today. You guys have been asking for Baby's Dad to be back, and so finally we are back. It's been actually over a year.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, it's been over almost.
It's been a year.
Yeah, almost. Yeah. So we're back. We're back with a very interesting conversation. Of course, do I need to introduce you guys? Watu wanajua. Watu wanajua. Yeah, Karomo has been stopped severally.
Say our names, everyone stops us. I know you are Chebet McKenna's friend. No one remembers our names.
I don't know how I do Chebet McKenna's friend. I can't believe you got Chebet's husband.
Anyway,
there's a day us guys, we were going to yeah, I remember. So us guys are going to the supermarket. So some ladies run to us and say, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, where are your wives? We want to meet your wives. And just like, okay.
it's
So we're such friends.
Anyway, from there, that's Karomo. And then this is Wamoyo, Karomo's wife. And then Ethan, my husband. And then Makena, of course.
Actually, you were saying Karomo's wife. I don't know, my mind was...
You're just like...
Yeah, is it wife or husband?
Yeah. For a second, I'm like...
Okay. So thank you so much for the love that you guys show us online and offline. We truly appreciate. So today, let me give you guys a context. So I've been getting a lot of questions about dating, and mostly it's usually in my DMs, and mostly it's usually girls asking me, my boyfriend did this, what should I do? Or we go to to different churches, so should I move or should he be down to move? And things like we were talking about even marriage, and then suddenly he said he's not interested. What should I do? So so I thought to myself, it would be good for us to share our experience, as we also share, because in such situations it's hard for me to tell someone, do this, leave your boyfriend, pray about it, something like that. So but when you have principles, like you have principles that you live by, or principles of dating, so to speak, it's easier for you to maneuver. And even as, because trust me, like even right now, I'm sure all of us can attest, like we are still learning. We're just saying, actually, before we started, like marriage is such a humbling experience. Like just when you think you've figured out your partner, you learn something new. So it's a process. So that's basically the context that we're going to be sharing from. Again, this is not like commandments of dating. This is how it should be. This is not how it should be. It's just us sharing experiences, even from like how we've learned being with each other and stuff like that. So
Everyone of us, what's the one thing they learned from our experiences that they can be able to be like, this is one thing I learned, and then you can get into the specific
situations and stuff.
I think for me, one thing I was very adamant and serious about is when we want to do wifely duties for me. So, for example, the few times
when you were dating.
Yeah, when we were dating. For example, like the few times I will host you guys and we'll be together, she wouldn't do the dishes. I remember, like you guys, I was always the one who was cooking everything in my house. Because I'm like, it's my house, it's my kitchen, I will do everything. So that I didn't want that familiarity to grow. I was like, you're my girlfriend, you're not yet my wife, so I won't do that. I won't let you do those wifely duties for me. It's my house. So like it really helps me now in marriage to be like, to see it more of a partnership. It's not now I got a wife now and never do dishes or something. It now helps me be like, I used to do this for myself, I've just gotten additional help. So the days I'm tired or the days I can't do it, at least there's someone there to do it. But it's not now I just fold my arms and I'm in the living room. Let me tell you, that thing was so interesting because like first month of dating or getting married, I always used to be in the kitchen next to Amoy because I didn't want to feel like those old babas. I'm in the living room and then just food comes.
Yeah.
So the reason why I stopped is because we started fighting. I realized our cooking styles are different. So
Also, you'd be like,
I'll be
"No,
like,
funny,
I'll be like, don't do like that. And then she's like, are you cooking or I'm cooking? And then slowly by slowly, nowadays I'm comfortable. I can be like in the living room and allow her to cook.
Yeah.
But it's not Zile, I demand it. It's just on the days she's tired, I can pull my own weight.
Yeah.
And I think for me, that's the one thing I would say. Don't do husband duties or wifely duties. And this is beyond even like sex. This is in terms of even chores.
Yes.
Or, if you're a girlfriend, you're a girlfriend, not yet a wife. The responsibilities for a wife are not yours yet.
Yeah.
So just, for me, it's the one thing I lived by and it really worked. Well, for me.
Such a solid point. Now I don't know.
Like,
Can
wow.
I hear from the men first? Yeah, the men.
Except for the men first.
Really, that's it's an excuse for anything fun. For me, what are those guiding principles that I have?
As you're thinking, let me see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send it, yeah. I think for me, even before I think I met Karom, I always told myself that I will always pull weight financially in terms of like when we're going to dates or we're going to places. I always told myself I won't allow the man to always pay. And it's not about going that chatty, you pay half, I pay half. No, it's once in a while, I'm the one who's taking you out, I'm the one who's treating you, and the other times it's him. Yeah, so that was senior paper.
That's true, but I remember like most of our ice cream dates.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just being baby boy.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Wewe toka kwa nyumba.
Eh,
Sina
you
pesa.
just
Nimekuuliza kama uko na pesa. Nimesema toka kwa nyumba.
Actually, yeah. So, yeah, I really enjoyed doing that because I feel like most times, like us ladies, we expect the men to always be the ones to provide financially, and of course it's different in marriage, but in dating, once in a while, treat your man. Treat him, show him that he's also worthy. Yeah.
I like that. You were saying actually?
I was going to say actually, I personally just have a problem with someone expecting, especially as a boyfriend, for you to do everything, as in pay your, even things like hair. Like us, we never had those conversations for pay for my hair, or as in it will be nice if it is offered, but like expecting it, I'm like as in
getting the relationship with the expectation that now from now on you doing my hair, my nails, ni wewe, sipandi matatu tena kutoka leo ni Uber na ni wewe una provide.
I just kind of feel like, I don't know, for me it's usually, let me tell you, I normally tell her when I saw her, if we didn't meet in church, I don't think I would have ever spoken to her. As in, she just looked so, alikuwa anakaa tu dem classy, alikuwa anakaa tu na
she used to do makeup.
She used to do makeup like every day. The blonde wig, remember the blonde hair? And everything was like, if I never met you in church, because for me, I remember even from way back, I was like, I'll just look for a girl who
simple.
I won't, not even simple, like simple nowadays as an Indian. I'll just look for a girl who I don't think I'll be stressed being with. You know.
This life will not kill yourself.
It was like this life I will not kill myself. And it's not because I was afraid to even. I was just like, I would like it to be something that we're doing it together, because I'm not just dating you, you're also dating me. Sometimes people treat like you're the one who's dating me, I'm not dating you. So you have to do everything. Like as I'm dating you, you're dating me.
You know, I remember it just reminded me of a story. So there's a time, a long time ago, when I was staying in Tengala. So there was this, when we opened our shop right then. So we had this chick who was very pretty, so I had like a crush on her, she had like a crush on me. I didn't know, of course, being oblivious and whatnot. So one day, we've come from town, different places, then we meet in the mart, like, oh my gosh, oh, it's you, hi, how are you? We're going the same direction, oh, let's sit together. So me, I don't have cash for two people, by the way. Me, I'm over here, I only have transport for myself. Alright? And even if I did have more money, it wasn't like, I didn't have like a lot of money. So, anyway, so us guys go on the trip, we've chatted, it was a nice ride together, we are like to move on with our lives. So me, a couple of months later, I hear, imagine that chick said she would never date you. I'm like, Why? What did I do? And you didn't pay for her bus. So,
You dodged the bullet.
I'm just like,
Yeah, you asked me.
but then let me tell you, I was actually so shocked. I was like,
Wait.
what? And the funny thing, that's actually happened to me twice. Yeah, there's this other chick when you end up dating myself, to a jasho. I just today to a jasho, you know that card you pull at the end. Hey, I didn't carry my
card. So you're on a trap.
Do you mind paying?
I want to do a red flag.
But then it's true.
Yeah.
But
She actually did.
that was what's advertising. Join a kizungu yako.
Hey.
So that
What's advertising? You with your
that's not my problem.
That's
See,
your-
that's not my problem.
It's
So
like, huh?
we've gone out.
Hey,
This guy is balling
I can
out.
And she actually told me, man, I want a man who can take me out on like expensive dates and blah
Yeah.
blah blah.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
Let me tell you,
Inherently,
because-
that's not a bad thing. As in, as a lady or even as a guy wanting to be treated by your partner, it's not a bad thing. For me, what I'm underscoring is the expectation that it's a
Yeah,
must.
that's what I'm talking about. Because
Imagine me actually, now that you're seeing, I used to be like that.
It was like a must. It was
It's
like
not a must,
like
but
there's
like,
that, like
you see that, because I was just
unspoken
thinking of
expectation.
myself, that time when I was nilikuwa nakatiwa, like that's how I'd compare, because I had like things, but also like ulimpeleka wapi, tulikula nini, ulikuwa unakaaje.
was
Those were
that
my
like was that such
yeah,
a big deal for you?
It was.
What
A
changed?
very big. Well.
this is the HR point. Exhibit A.
Hey, what changed?
Exhibit A. Ladies, for all you that think
Because-
that man needs two.
Because
Exhibit A.
Because you see, even like when like I tell Kina Odi, because we used to like talk about those things, of course, like because we were dating, like so are you with this guy nini? So I used to tell them, imagine alipeleka hapa, so he came driving, like those were such intriguing things for
And
me.
just so you know,
So-
on our first date, we went Dutch. I was like, I'm not.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like,
But
you pay.
imagine-
Why did you have a problem with that? Or you're just like,
So here's the thing, when we decided to meet, we're not meeting as Gaya and Katia. We were just people who have met.
Yeah.
So after Vilaliambia, we go that means like in fact I can pay the whole bill. Like you're just this person who I'm interested to have a conversation with. So
Yeah.
I really didn't have a problem with that. But yeah, like you said, I can't track progress.
Let me tell you, I think it's an inherent thing for big ladies being wanting to be treated nicely.
Yeah.
And even to those expensive things. That's not a problem. I wouldn't want that to come out as the problem.
Yeah.
My issue was the one for where it is a must.
Yeah.
Like it's such a must, yeah. That if you don't, as in if it's such a must, even me as a guy, I'm like, okay. As in my mind, I'll be like, okay, this nile place ya toxic masculinity, okay, what are you adding to my life? Because now you see that becomes it's like a trade.
Yeah.
I am taking you to these places you
So,
liked. What
I
are you?
think
And then we
most
see-
of the time, sorry,
That's
I
okay.
think that's why, like most men, I'm speaking not from a place of like the world perspective where you hear stories where like two people meet and then the guy votes for everything and then afterwards he expects stuff like sex because it's like you've not brought any. Then what are you bringing?
Yeah.
Because you have taken so much from me.
Yeah.
Then what are you offering?
Yeah.
And then now ladies become so they become vulnerable. What's the word? I think they
Like
become
they've been
confused.
used.
Yeah, they
Oh.
feel like they've been used. They're like, you're using me for my body.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a bad thing when a man
You're
offers.
using me for your pocket.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing for a man to to offer all that. But I think there should also be a conversation of after this where are we going, like a conversation of expectations.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that conversation of expectations is
Yeah.
what.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, I will be like, dating should be a level field kind of thing. Because there's no commitment yet. Or even if you're exclusively dating, it should still remain relatively fair. It's not one is like this and one is like this. Like so that as I'm treating you as well, I also want you to feel appreciated.
Yeah.
As we go on these things, it's not doesn't even feel like one party is always giving and another party is always taking.
Yeah. That was actually something I was going to say. I think it's important to have certain conversations. Like when you decide, okay, we're dating, we're doing this, because also, and I've just taken myself back to like when I was, because you'd find yourself like with a guy and I'm just like mko tu, like I'm just you know, like, and I feel like with that one is when someone can easily say, okay, it's been really knowing you, like it was nice knowing you. You get, and you have nothing to be like, but I thought, you know. So I feel like when you have such conversations, you're on the same page.
Yeah.
So Atakama, like he proposes or he says, okay, we can get married next year. You're not like, wait, like I need to do this. I need, so like you need to be on the same page. So having certain conversations helps also with the unity of, because like for us, one thing for sure I know we'd have struggled with if we didn't tackle before marriage was finances. Like I feel like if we didn't have that unity, because I was just like, what? It's my own money. So if we didn't have that unifying conversation, it would have been like, there's no magic at Sasaju you're married. You're united. You have to do with certain things before.
You know, that was actually my one of the things I would say is a principle for me is you guys have to be at the same playing field in terms of thoughts. You know, like the way you say, I can't just randomly come and say next year I want us to get married. And then you have to both understand each other where you are at and different stuff. And even when it comes to being one person being a Christian and the other one being not a Christian, or like different denominations, you have to really, I feel like those are some of the things, like you have to, I feel like the way you're saying, like the dating field is like a playing field. It's literally a place where everything is laid on the table, and then now you decide like where next you get, because as in, I don't know, if you decide to like kind of overlook some things, you're already like building things on top of that playing field. And deciding, this is how this playing field should look like.
So, as in everything has to be on a level playing field, and then especially for Christian dating, I feel like if it's the world, it's the world. If it's the world, like I wouldn't know what to say. It's because the world runs on a totally different system. But if you are a believer, I believe certain conversations should be, you know, every conversation should be on a level playing and very open. And then one of the problems I always used to have was I always used to feel like Christian girls have these expectations that they don't say, and when you ask them, they want to really spiritualize that concept. I mean, as in, at the end of the day, you're a girl. There are certain things you like, whether you're a believer or not, and that thing used to bore me a lot. You ask directly.
And in marriage, you can't hide.
So you ask like a direct question, and then you're told things like, what? I'll go think about it, I'll go pray about it. I'll go pray about it. Me normally tell guys, if a chick tells you I'll go pray about it, just consider it out and just move on with their life until they bring back that conversation. Because you can be told I'll pray about it till death comes. I'm just like, for me, that was one thing I learned from my own experiences. I'll go pray about it. Just consider it as a no. And move on with their life. If she brings back that conversation, now you know it's a serious conversation. She's ready, she's thought about it. But I'll go.
Then she never brings
I'll go. Like, she's like, I'll go pray about it, and then it's 3 months down the line. You guys are just hanging out. That I'll go pray about it is hanging.
Every time that happened to me, it never went on to a relationship.
That's what I'm telling you. It's like a way of girls letting you down easy. So instead of telling you a direct no, I'll go pray about it.
No, but let me tell you something. I don't know if you felt that when you were dating me, but me, I used to enjoy having someone who I'm not fully committed to, but like she's concerned about me.
That's exactly why you don't like I'll pray about it.
My best friend.
You are just unapigiwa story ametoka date na chali mwingine.
In fact, there's a point I had like 3 of them of that since nature. So I was
Kings, me, I'll be like Black King. Don't allow yourself to be pulled in that
but it's
trap.
because we're really emotional. Like as girls I think we're very emotional.
But you see, that's the lie. You know, that's the actually
It's
the
not
lie.
a lie, trust me.
Because I know actually that someone asked me that question.
What?
That thing for oh, I'm scared, or what should I do? You know, should I just have friends, or and so I remember telling her this. I remember telling her, you see, every choice you make in life, there is no way you have an assurance about what will happen next. You get, you don't know what's going to happen next. You're always taking a jump off a cliff. You get, you just have to believe. So whether you just, and this is why now you have to, like, that's why in church we used to be told we have to take time to get to know each other and to know if, like, this is actually a journey we actually want to take together. You get, and it wasn't that now 2 years that you're just getting to know each other.
I knew in my mind, all those three, I knew there's none there that I would like get
Yeah,
into a relationship with. I think I was just in that period where I had been heartbroken and I wasn't ready to commit to a relationship. So I was just like, okay, we're going out, okay. So by the time we together out this week, next week, coffee, you know.
Confrontation too. Every week you're out, you're out.
These are the types of girls that made me say, by the way, I'm not committing. I'm like, text to you.
Because yeah, like as a guy, if you're serious, like if of course there are also at times as guys, even you're playing those games. Or you're talking with this one, you're talking with this one.
Yeah, I'm like, see how many girls I was talking.
But me, I'm like, it's true. Me, I'm like, if you're serious, if as a guy you've already set your mind, like it's this one. Don't allow yourself to be played along with those games or think about it. If she doesn't tell you an answer whether yes or no, and she's like, I'll pray about it, just continue your life until she brings it up. If she does, then you can take her seriously. But if she doesn't,
just kind of let them know this is where I'm at.
This
is where I'm at.
And then also, I think also there's a thing for questions. I think there's a thing for pressure. Where I think the other thing will be to balance it out. There's a thing for pressure where you meet a girl today and you're like, I want to marry you. I'm like, nigga, who are you? I think it's not. We're not saying now.
In short, like there are short examples that has happened. You can't say like
it can't be now a rule.
No, it's not a rule, but it has happened.
Yeah, but we have to
one in 100.
Yeah, but for regular guys, I think once you get to know someone and you get the place where you're serious about it, don't just meet a guy and a girl out and then be like, I want to marry you. I'm like, even me, I'll be like, I'll go pray about it.
Big time.
You know.
I have to say though, like you see, like from what I just said, as girls, now let me talk to the girls. I feel like what helped me is not being afraid first to tell that guy no, because that was one of my reasons. I would be like, guy, I'm in Peleka date kata.
So you feel like
I feel
you owe them something.
Exactly. So and then I say yes, and then now I just end up ending that relationship shortly after. So don't be afraid to say if it's a no, it's a no.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know, and if you're not sure about it, like truly, so maybe let me go and pray about it, and you probably just are fearing to say your yes or your no. So be sure about it, and also. I think that one actually sums it all up.
That's very true,
It's
be like, be sure, don't be afraid. If it's a no, imagine, even if you're a believer, you won't go to hell because you told someone. I've grown to appreciate that thing. And if you have a type, like, as well, you have a type. And imagine it's fine.
It's okay.
You're not, because I think that's the pressure girls have of like, oh, I'm a believer, I should love everyone. And then now, you're afraid to put certain boundaries. This is the benefit of hindsight, because maybe on before. So this is the benefit of hindsight looking back. I'm like, don't be afraid. If you have a type, you have a type. Unless now God comes and tells you by this type of viewers, forget about it, this is the person. No, that's a different case. But if you have a type, it's fine.
Now I have a question for you guys. When I know everyone here had a conversation maybe with God before we all started dating in marriage, and you know, like there's this like maybe type of person that you want to get married to, and of course now God starts toying, especially the carnal expectation. You know, like now me personally, I wanted a tall, mwanaume wa miraba minne. Like my type was completely different to what I married, honestly, and like God really dealt with that. Till I actually fully accepted that I wanted to date Karomo.
Yeah.
Like God dealt with all that. Like you know this view, especially for us ladies. We normally have this vision of the kind of a man that you want, you know, and then the reality in a kick in, and then God anakuonyesha this is
welcome to
this is your tuko.
This is your
and like God really removed all that. But me, I think for me, one unbargainable thing that I told God was at least a joke over. Wait, God, please. I don't know if you guys had, such kind of conversations or
with
yourself.
Mine was I wanted my wife to be a businessman and a business lady.
To be business oriented.
Business savvy. And for me, because me, I'm a creative. And I'm always thinking about how to do things creatively. And I always told God. So every time when I was meeting someone, I just wanted to know if she business, like oriented and stuff like that.
So she could run this for you.
Yeah, so that she could just run my company because business is so tough.
Yeah.
And I think from then on, that was something I was running away from, only to find out that God actually wanted me to be the businessman. You get, and now to let now my lady, who is now McKenna, to be the creative. So and administrator. So it's very, for me it was not mainly about type, although of course I didn't have time.
I have, your type. Come on, Jamelia, Instagram, your McKenna. Just go check. You will understand the type.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. If you don't know, forget about it.
I don't know what they are talking about. So I forget about it.
To tag Instagram flashes up, or then you go compare notes. Or like, hey, tick.
It's constant.
This is constant. I think the only conversation I had about the kind of person, I remember, like, so let me probably give a backstory. I used to be the kind of guy, I will seriously be out with someone, and then after 6 months, it just goes off.
Yeah. Unam ghost.
Still I'm ghost, as in just something happens, or they leave me or something, as in, but I had started getting a certain reputation about that, because I would be like the lady, I love my meaning of going, so they're all over my social media, and then 6 months later, no more pictures, nothing. The next thing you know, another one. Another one.
No.
I started getting a certain reputation because of that. So I remember this one time I just went and told God, me, I want a chick who likes me first. I don't want a chick who I'll have to go out and convince that I'm a good person. I just told God, the one chick who will tell me they like me first without me having said anything, I will know that's the one. That's the only conversation that I had.
And tell us, did it happen?
Yeah, it happened.
I'm going to look at you.
Hey, Omo is the
I
one.
know that, I'm just asking.
Omo is the one who told me she liked me first.
Yeah. You were like, baby.
And it happened in such a natural way. It wasn't I was manipulating or something. It just happened in such a natural way. And then I think when it happened like this, that's when I was like,
I was so excited. What?
I know. We were to keep it a secret. We are like, we are not going to tell anyone. And then I think the next 2 days we called Shambe that
she was glowing.
she couldn't wait to tell you. Zomo keeps famously saying I never have a type. Meaning what to people in my life.
The range is really wide.
Because Karomo's taste is always everywhere. Have you noticed?
But you know,
even with music, even with movies, like Karomo is just he listens to that, he listens to that, he listens to that. Like Karomo, the taste is just all over the place.
No, it's one constant is vibes. There's a certain vibe I like when it comes to entertainment, but even in persons, it's like number one, a good smile. Any personality can have a good smile. A good smile. I remember it was a good smile. I think I had 3 things. Actually, I remember I actually had 3 things I was looking out for. Number 1 was a good smile. I was like, yo, I like pictures. So, I'm like, yo, I like it. That was number one. Number two was someone you can.
Post what was it done?
Number two was someone I can have a conversation with, like someone I can actually sit down and talk to. That was really big for me. And then number three was someone who is open to learning. I was like, it doesn't matter where you're coming from, but if you're open to learn, for me that was such a thing for me. I'm like, because I think they're like, this is who I am, this is where I am, and I'm not changing. You either fit into it or out. So I'm like, I want someone who's open to learning.
And I think it's because you're experimenting.
Because it's exactly the same thing. Me, I'm very experimental.
Experimental.
I'm open to learning.
Hey, William Kali.
Anachoma.
No, you're open to learning, but
It's true, but
it really has to be, as in I have to know how to package it. It just can't come
Out of nowhere.
But
I just can't come out of nowhere. I feel like we're doing this.
I think people assume that being open to learning is that every time you're.
Yeah.
But like for you, you actually are. Remember how even makeup started?
Yeah,
it was
that's
just
true.
like you should actually try this out, and you actually just like
It
went
is,
with it.
yeah.
You tried.
For me, by the time I was meeting Ethan, I had only one thing, and it wasn't about how they look or anything. It was about if they have a relationship with God. Not they go to church, not that a Christian, they have a relationship with God. And I'll tell you why. I was that girl who wanted like first, but I'm also like into like dark skin men, and like history is proven. So like
You
I
want
really
to tell
have
them
a
what you used to call me?
so
Wait.
So
You ain't having vivid brain.
I used to call you caramel macchiato. Imagine.
Hey.
Nitaenda kuangalia hiyo kahawa.
Tena kugoogle ama tuende tukaorder tu.
Because let me tell you guys, by the time, and my friends know this, especially my best friend, there's so many, like I got so many people interested in me, and at some point it was a problem to me because I was like, it was bothering me. And so to say that I had like kama nilikuwa na options mingi, and so for me those things he has to be rich, he has to be driving, blah blah blah, all those just boil down to, does this person actually have a relationship with God? Because for me, you see the fear of commitment, so I really wanted someone who can love me, like without me having to say I want this, like you see now, if you have a relationship with God atakusort, alafu by the time unanikujia, like you know how to cater to my needs, you get. So even things like sijui who's paying the bill, blah blah blah, those ones like they came like non-issues to me because kwanza in campus, like I experienced so many men in the sense of like nilikatiwa na watu wengi.
Let's be specific.
It can be.
Experienced so many.
It can be.
Utapata YouTube shorts. Utapata YouTube shorts. Hapo imekatwa.
So for me that one was the con, because even for me like things like sex were like a no-brainer. So for me, like by the time I'm convincing a man that I can't have sex with you, I feel like kama amejua hivyo na God. Like by the time it would be hard for me to have. So for me, by the time I was meeting, although now how we met with Ethan, like I didn't even think I would date him. So but by the time I was meeting Ethan, even like after now I started getting feelings for him. And the thing about having a relationship with God, I realized you don't have to tell me you go to church every Sunday and you do devotions, because there are times I'd even like suggest devotions like in my past relationships. Of course they backfire because kama ni 1 hour tunakuja devotion, tutafanya hiyo devotion, like this guy wants me, you get. But like just in someone, vile tu mtu anaongea, you know whether this person is on that side or on this side. So
I think as a Christian, and maybe this may sound a bit Christianese, but actually dating someone who is not a believer is the hardest thing. It's very, very hard. From my unwanted advice, we don't bother. Don't. It's called evangelism dating. Is it called evangelism? Is it called
missionary dating?
Missionary dating.
Dating.
Actually, don't.
And this is coming from first-hand experience.
My immediate ex. He wasn't a believer, and we had dated for such such a long time,
Yeah.
and then I started becoming serious with God. So I thought, see, then we get in this journey together. I really was not into it.
Yeah.
So I remember there's a time I brought him to church, and Ethan saw him. He came to church. I'm a sad. Then it was an issue for me. Like, like we are dating, it's normal.
Yeah, like
I think for him now, he saw him from a different perspective. I'm like, I want more. So he tried to bring me to church, and since our church is very Pentecostal, they speaking in tongues and all that, he was very experienced culture shock. So afterwards, alikuwa ananiambia huko ni wapi nilipeleka Kiswahili nilipeleka. Told me immediately. I remember it was a story. Like another conference we normally have in church. And you know, that time I think the spirit really moved. That's how I knew this is not the one for me, because by then I had decided, this is my journey. I want to walk with God seriously. I want to be serious with God. So that's how I knew it won't work.
Yeah.
This will not work. Of course, nilingangana. I tried to hold on, but after a while, I just let go.
Yeah.
You have to let go because
you should.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like yes, at some point maybe you'll date an unbeliever, and at some point yes, they will. Because for them, I think it will look like shenanigans. Get like they will just, to them, because maybe they want something out of you. What are they go along with it? Yes, but it will reach a point they won't be able to hold on to their facade. And now they'll start showing their true colors. Yeah. Yes,
and sometimes
maybe
it's not even just
missionary dating has worked maybe for some, but majority.
Yeah. Someone told me it's not your work to
save them.
Yeah. It's not your work to you actually Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
And you know, what I was saying is that you see, and sometimes it will not be at the person, because people who even go to church and then not necessarily in a relationship. Sometimes it will boil down to the smallest decisions you guys want to make.
Yeah.
Like you find yourself making this decision and they're here and you're like, what?
Like maybe a decision to be celibate.
Yeah. You know, or
in the world for them it sounds like something very
crazy and unachievable.
Like you know, when I told my friends that we are celibating, they're like, what? Uko sure mwanaume haipati huko nje? Wewe moyo unatudanganya. Hakuna kitu kama mwanaume anaweza kaa. So for them it sounds very like something
foreign.
Yeah, they're like, for them it's impossible, but in Christ everything is possible.
It is. Yeah. Living testimonies. You were going to say? Or you were going to say anything?
You were going to say something.
Yeah, actually.
She was adding to the point.
She was adding to it.
Strongly.
Strongly. So one of if maybe you can share maybe some of the questions, maybe one of the questions that was asked.
I remember this one. They had talked about marriage, like they had been dating, and then they talked about their marriage, like they knew they were there like for the long term, and then suddenly the guy said that we break up, and the guy didn't want to talk to the girl. So the girl was asking, afanye nini, like should she just throw her hands and move on? But she's telling me like it's so hard, I've invested my time with this person, my emotions, so and if I'm going to talk to him, what am I going to say? How am I sure he's going to be committed even after nimeongelesha? So yeah, that was one scenario.
That's very interesting.
I'm actually just thinking.
Me, I'm thinking this is my thinking, my very gentle thinking. Sometimes I feel like it doesn't matter the investment you put in, because the time you've spent investing is less compared to the time
that you're about to spend
with them. And it can be painful, Mazi. As in, it can be. I really get the way it can be hard. Mimi nakumbuka kuna mmoja aliniacha manzi, nilikuwa kudate. As in, because you think about like the time invested, you think about the resources invested.
Yeah, he was such a good person.
And you think about the emotions you invested, because also emotions are investment. You think how you liked the person you were when you were with them. I think that's also a loss that probably you guys don't consider. As in, by myself, there's who I am by myself, and then there was the person I was with them, and I really liked that person I was with them. I used to feel like I'm on top of the world and anything. But then again, this is the benefit of hindsight. Like now looking back, I'm like, I'm grateful that happened, and I'm grateful that we didn't get here, because the investment I had there seemed a lot then, but now I'm like, now where I am with those investments, and the situation didn't change the way it was where I would be right now, I would be so miserable. So I guess I would say as a first thing is just accept that you invested, as in don't shame yourself, don't feel bad, as in try and find one or two positives like what you learned in the beginning, and then just move on.
Because actually at that time, like at that time of a breakup, there's like you feel like you can't move on.
Definitely.
Like it feels like the end of the world for you. It
true.
feels like everyone will ask me where is he?
You have to.
They don't see him anymore.
Yes, you have to refresh those memories.
Yeah, so it feels so hard, but also I have a question.
What does it kill makes you stronger?
Not even that. Like,
These people are prospering.
No, I'm just saying that's why people would say a lot of times what does it kill?
But I think doing that denies you the opportunity to deal with it. Saying what does it kill make you stronger? I think I should actually sit down and actually monitor.
It depends on how you're looking at it. You see, people look at the reason why a lot of people, because I've met even like ladies who will know that they're in a bad relationship, but they're afraid of their idea of being alone or even going through that breakup. So it's about they're really afraid of who they is it that losing the person that they are, or even accepting that a breakup has happened, and because they are just like, I can't take this. You get so the expression what doesn't kill him. If it doesn't end up killing you, you will actually become stronger. And you see, that's why I was even sharing with that chick. You see, don't be afraid to take that jump, because you're just keeping yourself at a secure so that you can protect yourself. You actually end up hurting yourself. But if you actually go through the process, and even if it doesn't work out, you get to learn through it, you actually become stronger. It's not as good as it sounds.
But nothing is hard.
It's not as good as it sounds.
There's no amount of ice cream can cure it.
But ice cream is
Ice cream is a good start. It's a good start to have. The way you do it, it's a good start to have. But I think the emotional aspect, especially that emotional. And then this is the other sad thing. No one teaches you this thing. You just have to. As in, no matter how much I can tell you my experience, it won't compare with you going through it. I can't tell. There are no hugs. And this is what you do. This cry five for 5 minutes. You'll be okay. As in, you just have to face it. And you're lucky you have people around you who can hold your hand.
Also, it's important to consider it prayerfully. It's very, very important, because you can ask the Holy Spirit also to reveal.
It can also be like
this person was really for you, or like for real God has actually saved you.
But it can be like a Jonah's experience. Aliruka kwa ship but Mungu ako like, oh nijui. Akakurudisha kwa hiyo relationship.
I want to ask guys. So me, I'm this chick, right? Okay, I'm just thinking about it. How, like, if I pray, how long? What's the turnaround time? Like, you get me?
Let me tell you, that's the thing. And then remember, let me tell you. And then remember, this are good.
No, wait first. I finish all my questions. I said I'm playing the devil's advocate. So what's the turnaround time? This guy has gone. By the time they'll speak, and then also, how do I know if this guy kama ni wa kuachwa ama ku, like what are these things that I'll look at tangibly and say, that was anime. Of course we don't know the history of this relationship. Maybe like previously, like kuna kitu alifanya akalenga nini, but like what are these things that are a constant for me that he happened, Nico, I understand why this happened.
Things that will help you decide whether this is to let it go or try hard.
Let me just say, I think maybe also it's important to just go back and like from an outside point of view, you're out of it, think about it and see if there were any red flags, if it was a completely healthy relationship. Because you see when you're in love, you're really blinded by so many things.
It's true.
It's very, very easy to oversee some of like tutabia twingine twenye tunatokea, because you see once you date for a while this person, you start seeing the real them. So I think it's important that she should just go back, in her mind and just try and see how the relationship was. Yes.
Like look at it from
an outsider's perspective.
Even sometimes it's not necessarily at you what happened. Sometimes it's literally God saving you from
what is coming.
Yeah.
Because I feel like maybe if like you're about to get into marriage and then God forbid the guy turns out to be a cheater or abusive, I'm pretty sure there are some things that were there when you were dating that emerged that maybe you didn't see or you saw but you chose to oversee because you're like, okay, we'll deal with that. But if it was completely a healthy relationship,
no, let me say this. Sometimes you don't see it. Sometimes it just hits you from out of nowhere. Sometimes there's also that, sometimes maybe like you didn't say it, or maybe sometimes like what she's saying until you're certain things. Sometimes it's that just either they weren't, or you feel like it's just come out from nowhere. So there's also that aspect. And then sometimes it was like it was a completely healthy one, and then all of a sudden this thing comes out. So that's why I'm saying there's no kind of.
That's why I'm saying sometimes you have been saved from what.
I think that's why what was happening. What was going to happen.
Yeah, it's that most the two of them might be going, and it's not that even either was at their bad person or anything. It's that where your life is headed and where theirs is headed. This is the junction where both of you need to.
So sometimes it's not about that bad things happen. But to answer your question about the Holy Spirit and how long the turnaround time, let me tell you.
It's about 24 hours.
No, it's such an easy answer. I will quote Sarah. We did a live with her about womanhood. And one of the questions was that about dealing with heart and everything. And I remember this is what she said. She said there's no timeline to how long you will mourn. You can mourn for a month, you can mourn for 2 years, you can mourn for 3 years. But what she said was very important. She said, once you've mourned to a certain, for it to be very simple, if let's say you're supposed to mourn and heal 100%, maybe 1% will take you even 3 months to heal that 1%. Don't go back to zero. Stay at that 1%. If it takes the next 30%, whatever it takes you 3 years to mourn the other 30%, just never go back. Like if you made a step today, stand on that step. Don't go back. And now with the Holy Spirit is sometimes. Let me tell you, umesikia zile stories are people, like I know testimony of someone who God just did something for them instantly. The things that you're told, this will be a process, then God just snapped it out of them.
Those situations where I've literally told God, like, if this happens, then I'll know, and it actually happens.
Just like this. And then there's some people who they have to take a process. So that's why I'm saying there's no formula. Like you can go pray and God can restore emotions like this. And there's for those who is just your God's favorite child, good soldiers, who you have to take a process. But the thing is never go back. Another thing is even as you're going through that, don't let your life stop. Don't be like, now you won't do, if you are a creative, you won't create anymore until you get 100%. Because you don't know when that 100% completely will come. So the other thing to keep you going is not just make better choices with your life. Invest yourself in things, in your hobbies, invest yourself in other relationships. Because even those things might help you heal quickly than if you just stay in isolation.
I was also going to say, not to just answer myself, because I've been in such a situation and the advice was like pray about it, and so I was like for real, that's fine, I'll pray about it, but like kama Mungu anitajaje, Mungu amenijibu ama what is he saying, so but like the foundation is, I think if you have certain principles or certain constants, that guide you in whoever you date, because it's not a guarantee. Some people have dated one person and that's the person they've dated their whole life.
Yeah.
Some of us have been through the most. So if you have
It's funny how everyone was just nodding their head like,
Need you about to keep more X-Files. Tuanzie there with cappuccino macchiato.
that's what I'm Tuko hapa na season 5. Hi, met your mother.
Hey, tukuje to this other side.
So if you have certain guiding principles, may sound like a big word, but if you have certain guiding, some things that you always go back to as McKenna, like as McKenna, this is what, like this is, and you even just submit it to God. Like even when certain situations come, you're able to even derive wisdom from God, because trust me, you won't be called like Moses and be told, I mean like Samuel, and be told, come my son, let me tell you who you're going to marry. It can happen,
It can
but
sometimes
let's
it
not
does,
be oblivious
yeah.
of like certain situations. So but if you date with like all those things in your mind, it's easy for you to even like get like wisdom for to make certain decisions.
Yeah, even having like, I think even having like good leaders.
Yeah,
No,
accountability.
I will say, Manze, I think for us, if it was not for our leaders, Manze, our leaders in church, just you know, I think we never appreciate those things.
I mean,
but looking
back,
but
we have thrown out our relationship.
Let's next WhatsApp activities were happening, shenanigans.
Demand for another bit.
You know what?
You know the real tree from the
that's what you are meant to tell us.
They also tell that story here.
Even them, they have a fair share.
I was going to say, I think also when you're dating, I think when having good leaders, it's really helpful. There are some certain things, there are some certain wisdoms they'll give you and let you know that will make you avoid falling into certain traps.
Because you see,
don't do it alone. I think sometimes also one of the problems is we also want to do it alone. We think we know enough because we are adults. But in this life shows you don't know enough.
And that deception for Kwani, am I a child, or why do I need to, am I reporting my relationship? That's not what it is. Because what you'll find is that they are not making their decision to help you out of an emotional bind, for lack of a better word. You see, when McKenna and I are making our decisions together, or we are fighting about something, there's emotional, there's what, but when you have people who are overlooking, for them what they're seeing is what the two of you carry and how it's supposed to be.
I think also most of them have gone through it. So they are talking to you from a place of experience and how they were able to get out of it, to deal with it. So there's a certain wisdom that they carry.
Don't date in isolation.
Yeah.
I think for me, that would be my concluding thing. Don't date in isolation.
Isolation, you also allow the enemy to just feed certain things, ideas in your mind, and the more you stay alone, the more the enemy will.
And then
yes.
And then the more the world feels heavy. So every small thing will be feeling like it's the world to you, every small thing. But when you're in a group of people, you realize, Manze, what is it in the book of Peter where these things happen to all men? It's not special to you. Whatever it is you think you are going through that seems so big in your minds, together at that moment. When you talk to other people, you realize it's such a common thing. Everything has everyone has gone through.
Like I feel like for us, Aki, just sharing like really helps us. Like
for us, because ours was almost very
like
similar-ish.
So if you just have people to work with,
dating in isolation is a bad idea.
It's a bad idea. That's true.
Yeah, so it's getting dark, but the conversation just got sweeter. It's true. I don't know what that means. Next year, same time, same place.
Next year, same time, same place.
See you
same location.
Hallelujah.
Next time tutakuwa na ocean nyuma.
Amen.
Yes.
From your mouth to the mouth.
Anyway, we had a really good time, guys. Thank you for for hanging out with us. Please remember to subscribe, like this video, and let us know in the comment section what you thought, what stood out for you, and all that. So, bye.
Bye. We are the babies.